by the river.
Occasionally, she peeps into the book her sister is reading. But she finds no interest in a book with no pictures or conversations in it.
Suddenly, a white rabbit with pink eyes runs close by her. A white rabbit takes a watch out of his waistcoat pocket.
How curious!
Oh dear, I shall be too late.
The white rabbit runs across the field, and Alice chases it all the way to a large rabbit hole. Alice crawls in after the white rabbit.
The rabbit hole goes straight on like a tunnel and then dips suddenly down into a well.
Alice has only a moment to think of stopping herself from going forward, but it is not enough time. She falls down the hole. Down she goes.
I wonder how many miles I've fallen. I must be getting somewhere near the center of the earth. I wonder if I will fall right through to the other side. How funny it would be to come out among the people that walk their heads downward.
Finally, the fall is over. Alice jumps to her feet and chases the white rabbits down another long passage.
Oh my ears and whiskers, how late it's getting.
Alice comes to a three-legged table made of solid glass. On the table is a tiny golden key. Below the table is a very tiny door. She tries the key and the door opens. She kneels down and peeps through the door. On the other side is a lovely garden. Even if I could get my head through this tiny door, it would be very little use without my shoulders.
Alice stands up again and notices a little bottle on the table. There's a label on the bottle that says, "Drink me." She takes a drink.
What a curious feeling! I'm shutting up like a telescope.
Alice has shrunk to only 10 inches high.
Unfortunately, the door has shut and is locked again, and poor Alice has forgotten the key way up there on the tabletop. She sits down on the floor and begins to cry. Come, there's no use crying like that.
Alice generally gives herself very good advice, though she very seldom follows it. Composing herself, Alice eyes a little glass box lying under the table. She reaches for it and opens it. Inside is a very small cake with the words "Eat me" inscribing frosting.
Well, I'll eat it. And if it makes me larger, I can reach the key. And if it makes me smaller, I can creep under the door. So either way, I'll get into the garden.
Alice eats a little bit of the cake. She shoots up to her normal height and past it.
Her head hits the roof of the hall, and her feet seem a mile away. She can now reach the key, but she is once again much too big to fit through the door. Alice sits down and begins to cry again. You ought to be ashamed of yourself to go on crying this way. Stop it, this moment, I tell you.
But she carries on just the same, shedding gallons of her giant tears until there's a large pool all around her. As she continues to cry, the white rabbit returns, carrying a large fan.
Oh, I'm so very, very late.
If you please, sir.
The white rabbit jumps in fright at seeing the giant Alice. He drops his fan and runs away. Alice picks it up and starts fanning herself.
Dear, how queer everything is today. And yesterday, things went on just as usual. Alice notices that by fanning herself, she has grown smaller. She is now small enough to fit through the door and enter the garden. But the door is locked again.
A mouse swims past Alice in her ocean of tears. She swims toward the mouse and he leads her to a nearby shore.
Dripping wet, Alice reaches the shore and dries off.
She makes her way farther inland where she comes upon a rather large mushroom. Stretching herself up on tiptoe, Alice peers over the edge of the mushroom. Her eyes immediately meet those of a large blue caterpillar sitting on top with his arms folded and taking not the slightest notice of her or anything else.
Who are you?
I hardly know, sir. At this, I know who I was when I got up this morning, but I think I must have changed several times since then.
What did you mean by that? Explain yourself.
I can't explain myself. I'm afraid, sir, because I'm not myself. You see?
I don't see.
I'm afraid I can't put it more clearly, for I can't understand it myself to begin with. And being so many different sizes in one day is very confusing.
It isn't.
Well, perhaps you haven't found it so yet, but when you have to turn into a chrysalis and land into a butterfly, I should think you feel a little strange, won't you?
Not a bit.
Well, perhaps your feeling may be different. All I know is it will feel very queer to me.
You. Who are you?
I think you ought to tell me who you are first.
Why?
Alice cannot think of any good reason, and as the caterpillar seems to be in a very unpleasant state of mind, she turns away.
Come back. I have something important to say.
As this sounds promising, Alice returns.
Keep your temper.
Is that all?
What size did you want to be?
I don't know.
Are you content now?
Well, I should like to be a little larger, sir. 3 inches, such a wretch height to be.
It is a very good height indeed. I'm exactly 3 inches high.
But I'm not used to it. Oh, I wish the creatures wouldn't be so easily offended.
You will get used to it in time.
The caterpillar climbs down off his mushroom and begins to crawl away.
One size of the mushroom will make you grow taller, and the other side will make you grow shorter.
The caterpillar is gone, and Alice is left to decide which side of the mushroom is which. She eats a piece from one side, and her chin instantly hits her foot. She then takes a bit of the other piece and shoots up into the trees. Her head is now high above the treetops, and she cannot even see her hands in the branches.
She crouches down among the trees and takes a tiny nibble of the other piece of mushroom. She immediately shrinks down to her normal height. The end.
谢谢英语话剧社的表演，大家再给他们一次热烈的掌。